Hello my friends, John LaRuffa here with another Straight Up Solo, and in this episode we're going to take a look at dice cards. Alright, let's get started. Okay folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have, I really do appreciate that support. Thank you so much. So this game is basically a set of a whole bunch of little mini games. So there's 50 different cards in this game. You have two decks, so you can shuffle them up and play, with more. So if you were playing with more people, you could get double the cards, so to speak, but you're never allowed to take the same puzzle. So if you get the same one, you gotta discard it. But in the solo, you can just play with a single deck if you want, or whatever. Anyway, you're going to choose you're going to start with 9 cards, and you're going to discard 3 of them. And the whole point of the game is to roll the dice 50 times and then write down a single number. And each of the cards has a different puzzle going on, okay, or a different mini game. So for instance, this music one right here, it says that I got to fill in all the notes. And if I fill in all the notes by rolling each, it doesn't matter what color the dice is, but if I fill it in and I roll a 3, I could fill this in, a 5, I could fill this in, so on and so forth. If I do the whole card, I get 22 points and 2 tickets. Now the tickets allow you to adjust your dice plus or minus 1, depending on how many tickets you want to use, and you're not allowed to wrap around. You can't go from a 6 to a 1 or a 1 to a 6. This one is also an all or nothing card. This one I'm basically just writing down the sum of 2 dice to try to get the biggest numbers I can. And if I get it to the end, then I get 13 points. And there's some tickets along the way there too. Whereas this one, I have to write down, or I have to cross out numbers that are not only the right number, but also the exact color. So in order for me to cross out this 1, for instance, it has to be a black 1, or a red 1, or a red 5, etc. They have to be that way. And for each row I cross out all the way, I'll get this amount of points plus a ticket. And if I do the entire thing, I'll get all of them. The Sudoku is like a miniature Sudoku. You're basically just filling in the missing numbers. Per group that you fill in, you get 3 points at the end of the game. And if you get it all done, then you get another 3. Doubles is just what it sounds like. The more doubles you roll, the higher your score will get. But in this case, you get whatever the last star is that you've unlocked. Same thing with downhill. Here you're going to start with a high number and then keep rolling. And as it gets lower, you put them in until you get to as far down as you can go. And then you take that last value that you've done. And like I said, there's all sorts of different puzzles in here. A deck of 50 different ones. So you have tons of stuff to choose from. And what I really like that they did here is that on the back, they give you an exact example of kind of like the score of the card or how it was played or whatever, which is really helpful because then you don't have to look up a lot. I mean, that plus the rules make it pretty self-explanatory of how to play, which is nice, makes it simple. So like I said, it's a pretty simple game. And what you're doing is in the solo, after 50 rolls, you're going to compare yourself to the scoring goals here. And basically, if you get at least a 70, I would consider that like a low win, all the way up to a 90 plus would be like the, really, really solid score. So it's really simple. You go ahead and roll the dice. And I look at it, I got a 6 and a 2. So with a 6 and a 2, I could get the 8 right here. So I'm going to write down 8 on my card. And you have to do this just to keep track of where you are. It's kind of like your score or your timer in the game. And here we go. There's an 8. And then I roll again. And, oh, okay, so we've got a 6 and a 3 is a 9. And that might be worth writing over here. Or I could maybe take this. No, I'll probably take it over here. Right here. So I'll write a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fill in that 9 right there. Get the 9 over here. And a 10. Okay, well, it's a doubles. So this is kind of an interesting thing. I could take the doubles over here, but it's a 10, which is pretty big. But doubles are kind of rare, so why don't we go ahead and take it over here. So 5 and 5 is a 10, etc. And so you can see it's, oh, there's another 9. Let's go ahead and put that here. Now, if I wanted to use a ticket, if I had any, that's where you could use this to modify your dice a little bit. But I don't have any right now because I spent the one I had. So here's another 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. And then that unlocks a ticket. So I put a just a slash through there. When I use it, I put another slash in. And that was a 9. Okay, doubles. Ooh, doubles 1. So there we go. That's easy. All right, I'll put a 1 in there, whatever. All right, a 4. Now this is probably a good opportunity to take the 1 black over here, because I'd like to fill this up. So we'll cross that out and take the 1. All right, so you can definitely get the feel for this game. Really a simple game to play, but with the variety of 50 different cards and little puzzles, it's got a little, fun to it as far as what you're doing and how you're doing it and what kind of game you're going to be doing. So if you like little mini games and such, that's what you've got going on here. So let me tell you what I think about it. So Dice Cards is exactly the game I was hoping it to be. I want it to be nice and simple. I want it to be pretty quick. And I also wanted it to have a lot of variety. And that's exactly what it has. 50 different puzzles. The puzzles are interesting. They're fun to play. And you don't have to really bake your brain. Although there's some interesting decisions because you're having 6 different puzzles going on at once. It's not an impossible game to kind of, figure out. You're not going to get stuck in analysis paralysis. And I like that. And I'm actually looking for a game with this kind of weight for a quick roll and write. So I've got another couple of roll and writes that are dice based like this. And some of them are, I wouldn't say they're too complicated, but I feel like I put in a little bit more work into crossing off this or that I want to. And I'll give the example I think is Dice Realms. I was hoping this game would fit in a niche and eliminate Dice Realms from my collection. And I think it does, because Dice Realms is good, no doubt about it. But when you played the solo, it was really pretty tough. And that difficulty and trying to do things over and over and trying to get the score just made it a little bit more frustrating than I wanted it to be. I wanted a little bit more of a light, easy breezy kind of game. And yeah, you could do that with that game. But this one seems to provide more variety in the fact you have a lot more cards and there are a little bit more variation here. And I know Dice Realms works, Rolling Realms, not Dice Realms, Rolling Realms. Rolling Realms works all together and such, but this one, if you've played that, I think you're going to find here, this is definitely a lighter game, but it's also got more, I keep saying variety, but there's more variety in the puzzles, and I think they're just more enjoyable than trying to get different kind of icons to do different kinds of things and really press the game. So this one is for those people who want something lighter and want something that's easy to play solo or even with a bunch of people, right? This game would play just fine with 1 or 20 people. I mean, they say 1 to 8, but it is not a very difficult game to play, and it easily scales well. And so if you liked what you saw here and you like the idea of doing little mini games, this will be for you. If you're looking for something a little bit more challenging and also maybe a little bit more with more going on, then this is probably not going to do it for you. You're better off looking in a different spot. So I hope that you found something interesting and useful about this video, and I hope it helps you decide if this is something you want to look for or not. Either way, I really hope that whatever you decide to play in the future, you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy, everybody.